Hello, hello, hello. What time is it? It's not Tuesday. We're going to make believe it is. We are going to make believe it is. Hopefully, some of you will pop on. It's Coach Claire here, and it is Pretend Tuesday, also known as Wednesday night. We're going to do tips on Tuesday on Wednesday today just because I didn't get to it yesterday. And I committed to you guys that I would be here and that I would speak with you all, but I also committed that I wasn't going to put myself in a box to necessarily do it on Tuesday. So here we are doing our tips, our Tuesday tips on Wednesday. All right. So if you hop on, it does say that I'll see the comments. So hop on, say hello to me. Let me know that you are hanging out with me. If you see it on the playback, comment and, let me know that you found the information helpful. So right now we are going to talk about the 5 A's of achieving. Hey, Mimi, the 5 A's of achieving. And part of the reason why I want to talk about this is because last time I was very transparent in saying that, thank you, Mimi, in saying that, listen, we need to kind of be where we are, right? So that God is looking to bless us and we're in the past and we're, looking forward, but we're not paying attention to the present. And I spoke to you guys about, me basically having gotten to a place of being discouraged, which I understand now from my bishop. Hey, G, which I understand from my bishop was a choice. Okay, we're going to talk about that later. But today we're going to talk about the 5 A's of achieving. And one of the things that is important, critically important when trying to achieve a goal is number 1, awareness. We have to be aware of where we are. 1 Timothy 4:16. Y'all know y'all going to get Bible, okay? Keep a close watch on yourself and on the teaching. Persist in this, for by doing so you will save both yourself and hearers. 2 Corinthians 13:5 says, examine yourselves to see whether you are in the faith. Test yourselves. Or do you not realize this about yourself, that Jesus Christ is in you, unless indeed you fail to meet the test? So where are you, right? So the second A would be assessment. So they kind of go hand in hand. Understanding where we are, being aware of where we are, and then assessing the situation. So I'm always going to use weight loss because that just happens to be one of the things, right? So I recognize that I had gained weight. Now we have to assess and do a little bit of digging. Why did it happen? And this could happen with anything that you're trying to analyze, right? To get to a particular goal. The next thing, once you assess, once you become aware and once you assess, now you have to go to the place of acceptance, right? Acceptance. And that doesn't necessarily mean acceptance like I'm going to stay where I am. It's just a matter of not being in denial. So as an example, I gained weight. Now, people who know me, you work out like, girl, it's just muscle, right? No. No, it's not just muscle. Because I ain't been working out the way that I used to and I ain't been eating right. So I know it's not muscle, right? So really just being able to accept where you are. Again, acceptance doesn't mean that you're going to stay there or that, it just means that you're not denying the position that you're in. And then once you've made that acceptance, then the next thing that you need to do is you need to make adjustments. Hey, Dwayne, you need to make adjustments, right? So for me, and I wrote about this in my book, When at Weight Loss, when you get to a particular point and you start to see that things aren't working or you see that you are in a place where you don't want to be, you have to make adjustments, whatever that means. That could mean changing your diet. That could mean exercising differently. Things are changing all around you, right? So for me, I like to get up early. I like to wake up in the morning, get my workouts out early in the morning. I happen to work for a global company. Sometimes I have to be on calls at 7 o'clock. Sometimes I'm asked by, my church to lead prayer. It will throw my quote unquote schedule off, but I have to make adjustments. Maybe I'll go in the evening. Maybe I'll do something else to prepare. But in any event, what are the adjustments that you are making so that you can still continue to go towards your goal? And then the last A in achieving, right? Just be real quick today, but the last A in achieving your goals is accountability. Now, come on, y'all. People don't like accountability. You know why? Because accountability holds you accountable. That means that you have to actually talk with somebody about where you are. You have to potentially, share your particular position. And in my case, trying to lose weight, it's, sharing with my trainer what my weight is, maybe sharing what I've eaten or not eaten, whatever it is. But holding yourself and let me say, being held accountable, not necessarily holding yourself accountable in this case, because you're talking about goals. Yes, you can hold yourself accountable, but there is something about having a mirror and having someone to exchange with, right? The Bible tells us that there is safety in a multitude of counsel. And so that's all I wanted to leave y'all with, guys. If we're going to achieve a goal, whatever that goal is, we have to be aware, self-aware. We can also assess. Well, you could go to other people that you know and you trust also to help you be aware and to assess. Then you have to accept where you are. Again, that does not mean, throwing in the towel. It simply means that you are no longer in denial. Okay, the scale says what it is. This is what it is. And you're not going to, use it as an excuse. You're just going to use it as a marker to understand this is where I am. This is what my starting point is. And then whatever adjustments you need to make to go towards the goal, you're going to make those adjustments. And then lastly, you're going to get someone who can hold you accountable. So those are the 5 A's for achieving a goal. You all know how to catch me on all social media platforms at Purpose Fit Coach. Website is at purposefitcoach.com. Next week, we're going to get a little bit deeper because I'm actually going to be going through the alphabet. Just something the Lord laid on my heart to do. So next week, I'm going to be talking about, it's deep, y'all. We're talking about bitterness. I know y'all don't want to talk about that, but it is something that I've dealt with. It is something that has impacted me personally, and I believe it impacts many of us. And so we're going to unpack it a little bit. All right, I won't be in your ear too long, but I'm going to share some things and hopefully help you. And so that's all, y'all. See y'all later. Peace out. Love y'all. Bye.